how did this get past the censors? How is this a kid's movie? Yeah, like Scooby and Shaggy, they're scared of everything, but when Velma, Daphne, and Fred are scared, it's real. Overall, I felt that so hard and it hurted. Like, how mature can you get with a movie that has a talking dog in it? But you'll see. You'll see. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Guys, Harriana and I'm back with another video. Hello, my name is Harriana and welcome to The Pirate Ship, Harry Hook's pirate ship. Always remember, I am the captain. You is not my first mate. You got that? You got that through your brain? You got that through your brain. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Y'all, I know this is kind of unprofessional. I got my house coat on today. It's cold, y'all. It is really freaking cold. We're supposed to be expecting a winter storm in Georgia, and if this mess is snowmageddon all over again, I'm gonna throw a fit. I'm sorry, I'm freezing today, but since we're already on the topic of what I got on, yeah, I got on this shirt. If you've seen my first fandom racism video, you know this shirt. The hook necklace as usual, but you know, we got merch on today. Look at this color of my lips. You see this brown, pretty brown hint of brown color? Yeah, this is the color Gil from my Descendants collection. This color is gonna be super duper cute on all my dark skin and all my brown skin pirates, okay? This color is gonna be super duper pretty on y'all and I cannot wait to launch. And also on my nails, I have the color Grimhild in blue and the color Fuzzy Lumpkin in pink. This is from the Powerpuff Girls collection. This is from my Descendants collection, Grimhild. Yeah, so HarrianaHook.com. Go subscribe right now. Go follow Harriana Hook on Instagram. That's my shop. Please support my shop. Also, I have another announcement, by the way. I'm sorry. I know y'all hate these intros, but I have to do them. I changed all my handles to Harriana, okay? All my personal stuff is Harriana. That other girl, we're not even gonna say her name. The other girlie, she dead. She gone. Okay. Let me not say that on YouTube, because I don't want to get demonetized and I don't want the FBI coming after me thinking that I really did something. She's gone. She's no longer in existence. We don't talk about her. We don't talk about her. She's gone. So yeah, support me on Patreon, by the way, if you really love me. And last but not least, please go support The Progenies. The Progenies is Descendants fan series that I and many others are in the process of making. We would love you guys to check out our pilot, link down below, and follow us on Instagram at The Progenies. Thank you, and let's move on to today's video. Now, I love this movie with all my heart, and I've also noticed that it has a bit of a cult following, especially this year. That really surprised me, and I saw so many people last year in 2020, the year we really don't want to talk about, but it's kind of a continuation going on now. I see a lot of love for this movie. And on YouTube, it's like so. If you know that video I'm talking about, you know. It's just like he was kind of like nitpicking whatever. So I was like, I want to do Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, but like, what else am I going to bring to the table? Kind of everything's been said, everything's been this and that and the third. So I was just sitting and planning, and I was just like, how's it going to go? How we going to do this? How we going to do this? Because I was like, I want to make a Scooby-Doo Zombie Island video, but I don't want it to be like nobody else's. So I had an idea because I was like, what is it about this movie that I like so much? And I was like, well, it kind of feel like a grown-up movie. So I decided to go on Twitter at Harriana, by the way, like I said, I changed all my handles, and said, do you consider Scooby-Doo Zombie Island to be mature? 60% of y'all saw where I was coming from. The other 30 was just like, girl, you was just doing too much. So here today, I am going to be talking about Scooby-Doo, okay? I want to talk about Scooby-Doo for a minute, but I just kind of didn't know exactly how. And I am going to talk about more and more Scooby-Doo later on this channel, but here would be a good start and kind of like the movie that just kind of like set the stone for when it comes to Scooby-Doo cinema, okay? Also, another reason why I put off on making a Scooby-Doo video for a minute, because I originally had this plan for the beginning of January, but my friend Tariq made a Scooby-Doo video and I was a little tired of Scooby-Doo after that, so I just kind of took a break from it. But go check out his video, link down below. It's in my description box. It's hella funny. It's funny, okay? It's funny. I'm in it. Go watch it. I was not the biggest fan of Scooby-Doo until about middle school. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I hate Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I do not like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You whatsoever. And I can't stand all the movies that came out during that era. And that is when I was a child. So that's all the Scooby-Doo mess that I saw as a kid. And I was just not here for it. I just didn't want it. I was like, y'all can take this bit back. I don't want it. You can take this bit back. I don't want it. And also, a lot of that time, a lot of that stuff, like that Scooby-Doo Where Are You, it focused a lot on Shaggy and Scooby. And I'm gonna be real with y'all, I don't watch Scooby-Doo for Shaggy and Scooby. I'm a weird girl, okay? I hate the fact that I said that, but yes, I watch Scooby-Doo for Velma, Shaggy, not Velma and Shaggy. We're gonna talk about that another day. Fred, Daphne, and Velma. Those are like my main three when I watch Scooby-Doo for. Scooby and Shaggy, I like them, but sometimes I get very tiresome of them. I feel like they never really do anything different with them. I feel like I'm just kind of nitpicking, but I'm not the biggest fan of Scooby and Shaggy. And because of that, like, I didn't care for Ghoul School. I hate Ghoul School. You cannot get me to sit and watch that. It literally would just be background noise. It just plays. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, What's New Scooby-Doo was background noise when they used to play it all the time on Boomerang and when I was a kid. But, like, the Scooby-Doo that just kind of changed the game for me was Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. and Scooby-Doo Abracadabra Doo. That era right there, about like 2011, that is when like Scooby-Doo kind of became a game changer for me, and I became like a hardcore stan. Like, after Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. came out, and then all of the movies that came in after that, after they like fixed the animation and the writing, I just was hooked. No pun intended. I was hooked, okay? Like, I love Scooby-Doo. I look forward to all the movies that come out. I remember when I was having my really bad time in my life, I would just sit every day and just watch a new Scooby-Doo movie from that era. Or sometimes I rewatch one, okay? I'm sorry. But up until that point, like, before 2011 Scooby-Doo, like Scooby-Doo now versus Scooby-Doo then, the only Scooby-Doo media that I actually really enjoyed like that was A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Both of the live-action Scooby-Doo movies that I have seen way too many times. Like, those two movies literally shaped my personality. I act just like Daphne Blake from both of those films. Bougie girl, it just makes sense. Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase, Scooby-Doo The Witch's Ghost, and last but not least, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. And Scooby-Doo Cyber Chase and Scooby-Doo Witch's Ghost came out around the same time as Zombie Island. Now, that may seem like a lot of Scooby-Doo cinema to you, but when you look at the entire Scooby-Doo catalog, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Like, up until that, I only liked about 5 things from Scooby-Doo. Was that even 5? I think that was about 4, but I didn't care too much for it, okay? I didn't care too much for it. But what I think makes Scooby-Doo Zombie Island so great, in my opinion, because I feel like this is a Scooby-Doo movie that is targeted towards adults, okay? Like, I think that's another reason why I like the live-action theatrical Scooby-Doo movies so much, the 2002 and the 2004 one, because it's so obvious that, like, they were going for an adult audience right there because of the content in it. Like, kids ain't gonna comprehend that. I'm sorry, they not. Compared to many of the Scooby-Doo movies, Scooby-Doo Zombie Island is pretty mature. And here today, I'm going to argue about why I think Scooby-Doo is a mature... Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, not just Scooby-Doo. Okay, Scooby-Doo is a mature movie. Y'all, that's... I'm telling y'all, that movie shaped my personality, okay? It has. But Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, I'm going to argue with you guys today about why Harry thinks that it is a mature film. Like, how mature can you get with a movie that has a talking dog in it? But you'll see. You'll see. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Kind of rubbing off for me. Everything because I'm yapping my mouth too much. This always happens. Okay, we fixed that. Characters are grown. I love that, okay? I love that, like me being grown and watching media about other grown people. We love it. We love to see it, especially when it is extremely coded that these people are in their 20s. I was here for it, and that is one problem that I've always really had with Scooby-Doo, is that they're like agely ambiguous. Like up until that point, you could never tell how old are they. Are they teenagers? Are they in their 20s? What are they? What exactly are they? Here in Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, they didn't directly come out and say these characters are in their 20s, but you can tell. They're in their 20s and it is known, and I love it, okay? I'm in this new age right now where I want to watch other things about people in their 20s, and I am engaging with it. That's probably why I'm so obsessed with this movie right now at this point in my life. I've seen this movie multiple times through my childhood, but like I said, now that I'm grown, I like it a lot more because they grown. Like, I went through a phase, my middle school and high school phase, when I was like high-key obsessed with Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc. And the main reason why I was obsessed with it so much is because the characters were my age. Like, the first 20 minutes, no pun intended, of this film hit so hard because I, as a 20-something, 22 to be exact, can relate to like what's going on. Like, I understand the thing about hating your day job and just feeling lost and missing your friends and just want to have fun and just feeling jaded overall. I felt that so hard and it hurted. Like, you get to see how adulting sucks. You get to see how you love your job, but sometimes you always don't want to do your job, or there's things about your job that you don't like. Like, it's really realistic at that point, and it hits really hard. So as we know, in Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, they do take a trip to New Orleans, and I heard that New Orleans is very similar to Vegas. You know, I don't travel, but you can't really do much in New Orleans like with Vegas unless you're about 18 or older or over 21. And New Orleans also is known for being very spooky, so that's like another thing that adds on to it. Like, a lot of horror movies do take place in New Orleans. Oh yeah, did it ever occur to y'all that this movie took place on a slave plantation? Like, did nobody get that? Was that just me? Was that just me doing too much? I don't know, but that was a slave plantation. You can't tell me nothing else. Also, the outfits that Daphne and Fred were wearing, that adds to like the maturity aspect of this movie. Like, they're the only two that has like a different outfit change, which was pretty necessary because Shaggy and Scooby, not Scooby don't wear clothes. Shaggy and Velma, their outfits always kind of been like more on the adult side, while Daphne and Fred's were a bit more like childlike in my opinion. But it was a good change to see them in different clothes because their different clothes fit their new profession that they were now in. Like, the film is terrifying. This movie is freaking terrifying. Scooby-Doo has always attempted and tried to be scary, but then it's just played off for laughs and whatever. But no, I genuinely was scared watching this, okay? That's why I decided to watch it during the day, because last time I watched Scooby-Doo Zombie Island at night, I don't know what was going on with me, but I was freaking scared. And horror movies usually don't scare me, but when it comes to zombies, I'm terrified. And also in this movie, you kind of get the suspense of how scared they are. Like, that's another issue that I have with a lot of like Scooby-Doo's, is that you can't really tell when the characters are scared. No, you can feel it here. You can feel it here. Like, Scooby and Shaggy, they're scared of everything, but when Velma, Daphne, and Fred are scared, it's real. Like, I got the jitters as like soon as that man dropped them off on the little slave plantation. Like, I got the jitters. Like, it scared me because I was like, I already know they shouldn't have got off. Like, he was just looking at them like, y'all sure? Y'all sure about that? And just let them go. I was like, man, you could have stopped all this mess. But it's just scary because literally they were isolated over there on an island that they literally just couldn't get off. And I just felt it. I was just like, something's gonna go wrong. Even though I've seen this numerous times, it always just kind of scares me when I get to that point because I know what's happening. Like, you can tell something wasn't right about this woman that they met named Lena. Lena is the woman that led them to the island, where she saw how they were tourists and she lured them there to show them like a haunted house because that's what they came to New Orleans to see. Also, I did have a problem with Lena, but at the same time, I didn't have a problem with her. But we're going to get into that in a minute. We're going to get into that in a minute. Also, because they were so jaded with the people, they always, like, had masks on. Like I said, they were just monsters in disguise. They were just expecting everything to be fake. And when the monsters was real, they was shook. Like, they was afraid. Like, it was freaking kind of funny when they realized that it was a monster. It was actually really terrifying because there's a part where, like, they're, like, trying to rip, like, the mask off. Like, you guys know they do the mask reveal. They're, like, trying to rip it off, and they dead ass just rip a man's head off. I was just like, how did this get past the censors? How is this a kid's movie? Y'all literally just ripped a man's head off. Okay. But like, they were always just expecting it to be a person in the costume. But yeah, and that's another thing I love about it, is that this film is paced like a horror movie. It actually is paced like a horror movie, okay? This is labeled in the horror genre and it deserves it. I agree. It deserves it. It lives up to it. I hate horror movies that try to say they're horror and they just don't feel like horror. No, this right here was a horror. Also, that just kind of adds into another thing about Scooby-Doo around that time period, is that none of the monsters really were real. Like, they were just people in costumes. And yes, I know that I'll say and talking about the real monsters out here are just people, which is true. I do agree, but like, no, this is fiction. You can throw some real monsters in there. I don't care. This ain't real. Like, nah. And like, we got a real monster watching this movie. Not one real monster, 2 real monsters. We got about like 50 real monsters. And I was just like, I'm here for it. I'm terrified, but I'm here for it. Another thing that I love, because everybody knows that I do have like a soft spot for Daphne Blake, as she is my favorite Scooby-Doo character, is that Daphne had some personality in this film. And around this time, Daphne's character, like up until this point, they really didn't know what much to do with her. Like, they always had her as just pretty Daphne and that's it, nothing else. But here, Daphne actually has some personality. A lot of her lines that she has said made me laugh, okay? I got some giggles at a Daphne from one of the first few times.
Hey, we should do a segment on Lena's pecan pie, Daph. It's supernatural.
You are so corny.
Daphne has come a long way when it comes to her character. As Scooby-Doo, it was just like kind of boring, but like as time comes on, she's like very, very enjoyable. And here in Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, I think she's pretty great. Also, I would still like to make that video about Daphne Blake. I'm still gonna make it, but I want to know how many of you guys are interested in that. Comment down below. The theme song slaps, okay? Not really theme song. I say theme song because it's Terror Time. Gets played every day in this house on this pirate ship, okay? The soundtrack slaps, even though they only had 2 songs in it. Both are great. Go listen to them, okay? Wink, wink. I do have one critique though, like with this, even though I adore this movie for the maturity aspect, I don't like how it's really obvious who did it. And I don't like how it's so obvious who the bad guy is in this film. Like, it's so obvious that it's Lena. It's so obvious that it's Lena. But also, even though this is my one critique that I have with the film, it doesn't really bother me because of the way they do it. Like, I don't want to sit up here and spoil this film for y'all, because a lot of y'all do watch the things that I talk about after I talk about them, where you haven't really seen them. But let's just say Lena is just not who she seems to be. It's already told you who did it, but when you have like the big reveal about who she is, it's really freaking scary. It's really terrifying. And like, the thing about it is, like, when you already kind of know who did it in the beginning, it kind of ruins the pacing for me, in my opinion. Like, I'm somebody that just kind of gets irritable real quick, and this movie's only about like 70 minutes long, but it felt like for freaking ever, because I was just sitting there waiting for her to mess up. Like, I was just sitting here like, I know you didn't, Lena. Come on. And the thing about it is, like, I think another reason why it just felt like forever, because I don't know, when you see movies, am I the only person that's like this, where they've seen movies numerous times, and the more you watch it, the longer it feels like it's going on, because you kind of already know what's coming next? Am I the only person that's just like that? Because I know a lot of people are like, and vice versa, where a movie they've seen numerous times, it just goes by like that. But with me, it feels like it takes forever to get on, because I know what's coming. But I like this movie a lot more now that I did as a kid, for different reasons. It feels like a grown-up horror movie, and that is why I think Scooby-Doo Zombie Island aged beautifully, okay? All the Scooby-Doo movies during that Scooby-Doo, What's New Scooby-Doo era, when the animation was just really, really nasty looking, did not age well. I'm sorry. Like I said, I watch cartoons all the time, so I can say this. They did not age well. But Scooby-Doo Zombie Island aged beautifully. Chef's kiss. Chef kiss. It's a grown-up horror movie with Scooby-Doo characters in it. That's like the best way to sum this up. Also, if there's a lot of people out here that aren't really big Scooby-Doo fans and whatever because they feel like it's a bit too childish and things like that, and people, like, when it comes to their Scooby-Doo material, some people like the stuff that's a lot more lighthearted and silly, like Be Cool Scooby-Doo and A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. Some people want something a lot more serious that's more dark and gritty, like The Witch's Ghost and Cyber Chase and Mystery Inc. If you're somebody that is looking for a bit more dark academia, more scary, more supernatural and things like that, if you're looking for a Scooby-Doo movie to find out of that genre, please start with Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. You will not be disappointed. Oh, I don't think Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is a chaotic masterpiece. I think Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island is a cinematic masterpiece. Like, this movie literally is just amazing. It's gorgeous to look at. It's beautifully animated. I love the voice acting. It's funny. It's scary. I did have an issue with the villain, but the thing about it is, like, I have an issue with it, but at the same time, I don't. But y'all know, I got a problem with everything. That's just me. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching it. I can't wait. Look. Gil is so pretty on me. I love this color so freaking much. Yes, go subscribe to Harryana Hook mailing list. Go follow Harryana Hook on Twitter. Go follow me on Harry at everything. Literally everything has been changed to Harryana, okay? Instagram's Harryana, Twitter's Harryana, Pinterest Harryana, Wattpad Harryana, Tumblr Harryana. Everything I go by now is Harryana, and I am ready for this rebrand. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for watching, and yes, have a good day, night, or whatever you were watching this. Try to be happy. That's all I'm gonna tell y'all. Try to be happy. Love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA, the Powerpuff Girls are just